know. Y'all already know. The takeover. Caitlin Clark shutting it down once again at the Annika. Record-breaking numbers, as we knew would happen.
And Caitlin Clark just pulled off a performance that stopped the sports world dead in its tracks. At the Annika Prom in Florida, she didn't simply play a round of golf, she shattered every expectation in sight. Records crumbled beneath her, a stark reminder that her impact stretches far beyond basketball, even as the WNBA spent years failing to protect and showcase their most valuable star. Meanwhile, the LPGA rolled out the crimson carpet, eyes wide as history unfolded before them. Every stat from her appearance made Tiger Woods' peak look tame by comparison. And that 35-foot putt she sank with flawless precision? That was only the opening scene of a day destined to rewrite the rules of sports supremacy.
The star power that she had the golf course, the electricity was there. It was lit. You had everybody was going live, trying to stream the golf. Like it was a must-see event because of Caitlin.
I ask you this. When will sports leagues finally grasp that Caitlin Clark is far more than a basketball star? She's a force that shapes culture itself. Before we even dissect the records she obliterated at Annika, we need to talk about the unseen grind, the preparation that separates mere athletes from legends. Because greatness isn't born under the bright lights. It's forged in the shadows, when no one is watching. And make no mistake, Michael Jordan doesn't let just anyone step into his world. His private golf sanctuary in Hobound, Florida, isn't a playground for selfies or celebrity clout. This is the arena where dynasties are designed, where empires are quietly assembled, and where the truly exceptional are made to rise.
Took her talents to the golf course just a couple days ago, and it was a great success. It was a major story that everyone was talking about. Everyone was tuned in. And what do you know? We got to take a look at this here. This was put up by Beth Ann Nichols. It says, how big is Caitlin Clark on the LPGA? Last year, according to media data tracked by Gamebridge, there were 395 television segments that mentioned Caitlin Clark and the Annika. On the Pro-Am day alone, there were 2,693 posts on X mentioning Caitlin Clark playing in the Pro-Am that generated 241,000 engagements and 18 million impressions.
Where legacies are carved, where the greatest of all time imparts secrets only to those he believes can bear the weight. And Caitlin Clark was invited into that inner sanctum for a reason. Grove 23, unveiled in 2019, is Jordan's vision of absolute perfection, a sprawling 18-hole championship course where every blade of grass, every bunker, every slope was meticulously crafted. The facility boasts a state-of-the-art clubhouse, an advanced learning center, and a practice range that feels more like a command center for champions. Even refreshments arrive via drone, because here, excellence is non-negotiable. This is not a place to merely refine your swing. This is where you learn to construct something far greater than yourself. Clark stepped onto the course in full Nike regalia, her signature CC logo front and center, teasing the Player Edition golf shoes still months away from release. Every detail she carried, every choice she made, was a lesson in brand power, a living example of what Jordan was teaching. At Grove 23, the discussions weren't about angles or grips. They were about influence, strategy, and the art of becoming larger than the game itself.
Talk about Sophie Cunningham making some comments about WNBA fans, what she believes fans may not have right about WNBA players, and how a lot of fans feel about, I would assume, hard plays, aggressive plays.
Conversations weren't about swings or putts. They were master classes in business strategy, crossover marketing, and crafting a legacy that lasts far beyond a career. Jordan saw in Clark what he once saw in himself, a force whose influence cannot be confined to a single sport. Even Nike executives were in the room, mapping out deals that could reshape the very landscape of Clark's commercial empire. Discussions swirled around Player Edition products, cross-promotional opportunities, and transforming raw athletic brilliance into wealth that could span generations. Jordan made it clear. True stars transcend the confines of any one game. Given the right platform, They have the power to elevate entire leagues. Clark drank in every word. She asked sharp questions, scribbled meticulous notes, and recognized that this rare invitation was more than mentorship. It was a seal of approval from the ultimate authority on building a brand that endures. Jordan doesn't squander his time on athletes who won't exploit their full potential, and he made it unmistakably clear that Clark was exactly the kind of star who could
maximize their potential.
Let's check this out.
I'm not just speaking for myself. I think I'm speaking on behalf of probably the whole league, that when people see us competing and trying to fight to do anything it takes to win, because this is a hard league, that they automatically think that's what you're like off the court. People need to get to know us players more. And I think if they do, they fall in love with us. And so not judging the competitive side of us compared to our off court.
Just wondering, do fans do that? Because I don't. I never one time have I seen somebody's play and been like, oh, they must be real nasty.
Clark's competitive fire on the course. The same intensity that made her dominant in basketball. Her swing showed precision. Her demeanor reflected someone who takes every competition seriously, regardless of the sport. This wasn't an off-season vacation. This was NBA-level education. From the professor who wrote the textbook on becoming bigger than the game, and what Clark learned at Grove 23 set the stage for what would happen at Pelican Golf Club just days later. Now, let's talk about what made the Annika Prom unlike any LPGA event in memory. Clark didn't show up alone. She brought her Indiana Fever teammates Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull, turning a golf tournament into must-watch television through pure chemistry and authentic friendship. Sophie and Lexi weren't just caddies carrying clubs. They brought personalities, humor, and a genuine bond with Clark that translated perfectly from basketball courts to fairways. The Golf Channel provided live coverage they normally reserve for major championships because they understood something special was happening. Commentators couldn't stop talking about the unique dynamic between these three Fever players. Sophie embraced her caddy role with humor, joking that she hoped she wouldn't get kicked out. Her playful energy contrasted with traditional golf decorum, making the event more entertaining for fans watching at home. Then Sophie did something that could have been a disaster, but instead became comedy gold. She accidentally hit a spectator with her drive during a fun moment.
Off the court, do they take basketball seriously, or do they want to be a celebrity influencer? Well, you know what I'm talking about, right? So, I thought that was interesting and that you guys would want to see that. Let's go over here. This is the Good Follow podcast. Hell, go subscribe. It looks like it's relatively new. The lady on the left is Angel McCautry. Like I said, we're talking about a real force in the league.
In the camera closed in, every eye locked on the unfolding scene, because celebrity caddies rarely send golf balls flying into the crowd. A collective gasp rippled through the audience as excitement flipped to alarm in an instant. And then Clark reacted, flawlessly. A fan down? She turned a potentially tense disaster into sheer entertainment. The fan himself laughed, declaring it worth it, and Sophie shot back with a sharp, teasing, "Says your wife," sending the crowd into uncontrollable hysteria. What could have been an awkward, cringeworthy moment became a viral highlight, a testament to their seamless chemistry, real, unforced, and magnetic on every shot. These three weren't performing for the cameras. They were genuinely enjoying each other's presence. Every glance, every laugh, every supportive nod between them spoke volumes. Hull, a regular golfer thanks to her boyfriend's obsession with the game, brought actual expertise to her caddying role, reading the course with precision most celebrities could never match. As fans hollered for Cunningham and Hull to resign with the Fever, Sophie didn't mince words. Tell them to pay us.
And how that's going to... She gives you a perspective of how players are going to look at this money, and you can tell from her reaction, it's like, whoa, that's a whole different level of cash we're talking about.
The max was $90,000. I mean, even just say like you haven't been playing the league for what, 1-2 years or something? Yeah, that's fine. Let's just even talk now. You're a current. Okay, I'm a current player. These players are making max $250. Now I'm making $250, then $90. And let's see, 5 million, 2 million. I mean, guys, you do the math.
41,000 engagements and 18 million impressions. Fans climbed trees. Security braced for the swelling energy. This was no ordinary putt. Precision was everything. Too strong, it rolled past. Too soft, it died. The slope of the green demanded mastery that challenges even professionals. Clark crouched, reading every line. Hall offered guidance, pointing out breaks. Silence fell over the gallery. Cameras adjusted. Commentators held their breath. The ball glided with flawless pace, carving its path toward the hole. Thousands leaned in collectively, the tension electric. In that heartbeat, the crowd realized the putt wasn't just possible, it was monumental. The anticipation built to a roar as Clark's brilliance transcended sports once again.